This conference
stock
will now
transfers.
be recorded.
Okay. So what we observed in the stock transfers. So what is the basic definition of the stock transfer? If the metal is moving between two plants in a between two stores in a plant or plant to plant. Okay, so these two processes we observed. The physical movement of the material means the metal is moving from one store location to another store location. So here in real time, so what happened under the plant, we have so many store locations. So generally other store people is require the material. So they'll inquire about this material and they'll ask to issue the material. The supplying store will issue, means which store is supplying is called a supplying store, and which is the receiving, it is called receiving store. So in this stock transfers, we observed both one step and two step process here. So in one step process, and within the plant, store to store, 3 level movement type. So when you are using one step process, so what happened? The stock will be decreased in the supplying store, and immediately stock is increasing the receiving store here. So in generally, if both the stores are very near, so the client will prefer a one step process. If geographically too far, okay, so one store location to another store location, generally we need to go to the two step process. And you know the two disadvantage in one step process. What is the disadvantage? So whenever you issue the material, so immediately stock is updated on the receiving store. People is a confusion. Sometimes the material is going to receive after a long time. Okay, so physically the material is not available, but in system it is showing the stock. So this is the disadvantage in one step process. And another disadvantage in the one step process. Okay, so we cannot calculate transit loss here. So sometimes may not receive the complete quantity whatever we are issuing from the supplying store. So this is also disadvantage in the one step process. But to overcome these two disadvantages in two step process, okay, so we have two step process also there in within the plant to store. So that time we need to both the entries is required. Supplying store people also need to make one entry with a 313 movement type, and within the plant. So whenever the receiving store is received with 315 movement type, they will receive the stock here. So this is a two-step process within the plant here, and plant to plant is also there where we have one step and two step process. That is 301 and 303, 305. These six movement types we observed here. Today we'll discuss about some transfer postings here. So what is transfer postings? So how to handle transfer postings? So we'll see today here. Let me open Notepad. Transfer posting here. Transfer postings. So generally, if the metal is moving logically, so yesterday we observed metal is moving physically, but today what we are seeing, if the metal is moving logically within the store locations, means the metal is not going out of the stores. If the metal is moving logically from one stock type to another stock type here, okay. So generally, in we have basically three stock types are available here, okay. So one is unrestricted use here, okay. One is unrestricted here. So one is unrestricted use. So we have in unrestricted use, generally what happened in unrestricted use. Okay, so if the material is receiving, okay, so if you don't, so unrestricted use stocks, basically three stock types is there. Unrestricted, second one is a quality inspection, third one is a blocked stock here. So these are the three different stock types are available here, okay, in a stores here. So unrestricted use stock and quality inspection, blocked stock here. We have three stock types is there. In this three stock types, okay. So what is the basic definition of the transfer posting? If the material is moving logically, so logically means within the stores here, the material is not moving out of the stores. So within the store location, the material is got move from one stock type to another stock types. Basically, we have three stock types: unrestricted, quality inspection, and blocked stock here. So what is meant by unrestricted? Already you know. Okay, so in stores here, the area will called as a unrestricted. So there, generally the our storage people, so we are keeping the materials. So we don't have any restriction. Means all the quality parameters checked here. The ready to use stock here. There is no restriction. So this is called unrestricted stock type here. And in the same store location, you can observe in some other physical area, and we'll keep a label called quality inspection. So in this area, generally we are keeping the material. So means the quality people need to check the material whether we need to accept the material, or whether we need to like if it is accepted, again we'll go and we'll keep in the unrestricted. So materials at the time of goods receipt. So what the users will do? So some materials, as per the material characteristics, okay, so we are day to day we are receiving the different kind of materials from the vendor. Some materials you no need to check any quality parameters straight away, we can keep into unrestricted use. But some materials it has to go for the quality inspection here. Until unless the quality is done, then only we'll accept the material and we are going to keep into unrestricted use. So quality inspection means the quality people need to check here. So it is not a complete stock, so we cannot use straight away. Okay. And what is the blocked stock? If any like quality parameters, if it is not up to the mark, so here if any restricted stock, so we need to give into the blocked stock here. So if any stock, so which is not usable, okay, so it's called blocked stock here. These are the three stock types are available here, okay, generally in the stores here. But here why we need to move here? So during the business year, sometimes long back you received the material, so suddenly your storage clerk or any storage supervisor you observed, so this okay, long back you received and these materials are unrestricted use, so now it is not up to the quality, so not up to the market. So what you will do, you will keep the materials from the unrestricted to quality inspection here, okay. So some temporarily you will keep the quality, again you want to recheck the quality here, okay. So every time it is possible in the every stores, so we can move the stock from unrestricted to quality, quality to unrestricted, or unrestricted to block stock, or block stock to unrestricted, or quality inspection to block stock, or block stock to quality inspection. So all the six movement types means all the movement types is possible in our day-to-day business here. Now we'll observe. So finally the transfer posting is the logical movement of the material from one stock to another stock, one stock type to another stock type. So within the store, so these are the operations is going on. So stock is not moving physically out here. So now to handle this, okay, for same like stock transfer, so we used a MB1B transition code, right? So here also you can use MB1B transition code, or in MIGO also you can perform this here, MB1B or MIGO. So in this transition code you can perform this material. So now let me show you the server here. Let me go to remote desktop connection here. Log on. So somebody is okay. Now, so instantly let me create one material. Okay, so go to MM01, try to create one material for industry sector, and go to some material type, some raw material. Go and enter the selection views, the basic data purchasing, general plant storage one, and accounting one here. Okay, basic MVS. Go to org levels, enter the plant and store location. So somebody is maintain the change of this different parameters here. Okay, let us I'll do one thing here. Go to exit here. Go to MM01. Material select with some all material. Somebody is maintain the feed selection here. So that's what we are going with the basic MMVs. Go to enter the plant and store location. Enter some test material. Enter some base unit of measure, material group. Enter some buyer group. Enter. So enter the violation class. Enter some strong test. So we created one material. So now 6 all zeros 82 here. Okay, now go and copy this material. So this material, if you go and check the stock overview of this material, now if you go to MMB to check the stock overview, however just now we created this material, the stock will be 0, right? So if you see this stock overview of this material, So completely there is no stock here. Now what I will do if I want to move from unlisted to quality inspection, some anywhere stock should be available, right? So for this, what I will do. So yesterday I have shown you one process like how to do the goods receipt without PO. So when we are using like when you are applying this, so whenever you are creating the order to the vendor, so generally the vendor will dispatch. But here we have a process like sometimes if you don't have time to create the PO, so then just you call to the vendor. Then whenever the vendor is dispatched, you can do the goods receipt. That will be do in MIGO, goods receipt without PO. Go to MIGO, or you can use MB1C also. So goods receipt without any reference document, without other here. Okay. So instantly you are receiving the material from the vendor. So enter the material. So which material you are receiving? Okay. So how much quantity you are receiving? Go to quantity, some 100 quantity. You can enter the very tab for which plant here. So please observe the movement type 501 here. 501 movement type means goods received without PO. So for which plant and which store location we are receiving this material. So 1000 plant and 001 store location. And partner, who is the partner here? So from which vendor you are receiving, you need to enter the vendor. So these are the details is enough. And item okay. So now click on check and click on post here. So once it is posted, the material document has been posted. Now please go and now you check the stock overview. Now this time you have stock here. Okay, go to stock overview. If you refresh here, so now automatically stock is available here. So 100 pieces is available. So this 6 all zeros 82. Okay, this material previously there is no stock. Now I have a stock here. Now what I will do, I will post some stock to in quality inspection here. How to move the stock here? Now go to how to move the stock here. How to move the stock here. How to move the stock here? No. Go to MB1B here. Go to in MB1B transaction code or MI0. Now, what is the movement type here? Okay, so what is the movement type you need to use to do this stock transfer postings here? Okay. Now, from environment, if you know the movement type, okay, you can enter. Otherwise, okay, from here also you can do. So as of now, just if I'll enter 322 movement type here. Okay, so 322 movement type is to move the stock from unrestricted use to quality inspection here. So enter the movement type 322. So now enter the movement type 322 for which plant here? 1000 plant, and which store location here? 001 store location here. So 322 movement type, you need to move the stock from unrestricted use to quality inspection here. So enter the 322. So enter the material code and how much quantity you want to move. So let us say 125 pieces here. Out of 100, you are moving this material. So as of now, where exactly this material? This material in the unrestricted use stock is there. Now I am moving from unrestricted to quality inspection. So how much stock I am moving? Some 25 pieces. So we need to go to MB1B. Now enter the movement type 322 and enter the material and quantity. If you click on save, now material document is posted here. So 322 movement type, we are using 322 movement type to use unrestricted to quality inspection here. Now please come and observe the stock overview. Now stock automatically move to quality inspection here. So this is the way you need to observe how we are going to move. So previously the stock was 100 pieces. Okay, so for 100 pieces we are keeping. So this metal is not moving out of the stores. Within the same store location, the stock type is going to change here. So we have 100 pieces. From these 100 pieces, we are going to keep in the quality inspection. So assume that the quality people will check. So if it is everything is okay, again we'll keep into the unrestricted. So if it is not up to the mark, okay, then we can keep into the restricted like block stock here. Now I'll show you 321 movement type here. So 321 movement type. What is the 321 movement type? So quality inspection to again we need to keep into unrestricted here. So 321 movement type. Enter the plant, enter the store location. So enter the material. Okay, which material? So this is the material and some complete 25 pieces example here. So now again this 25 pieces. So this is the way just I am showing here. So what is the movement type 321? So if you move this stock here, so completely this 25 pieces again it will update in the. So this is the way. Now just I am showing. You can move the stock from unrestricted to quality, quality to unrestricted, quality to blockwood stock or blockwood stock to quality. Okay, again unrestricted to direct blockwood stock or blockwood stock. So complete 6 movement types you need to understand. So I have explained 2. Now just I will give you how to perform this here. Now how to perform this here. So here we have some procedure is also there. Suppose sometimes you forgot the movement types here. So you forgot the movement types. So now what you need to do here. So if you want to know about what movement type you need to use here. Okay. Now just you go back. How to find the movement type here. So if you forgot the movement type, just to go to MB1B. In MB1B, Suppose you don't know the movement type example here. Okay, just go to movement type, transfer postings. Okay, here just show your transfer posting here, stock to stock here. So what you want to do here, unrestricted to quality here. Okay, unrestricted to quality. Okay, if you go to here 321 movement type, it is showing. But here what it is showing 321 movement type here, transfer postings, it is showing unrestricted to stock here, unrestricted to quality. But if you observe, there is no stock in the quality inspection. So the complete stock is in unrestricted use only. So here reverse movement type 321 it is showing here. Automatically system is showing the 321 movement type. Again you can see the reverse transfer posting also there. Reverse transfer posting. If you show the stock to stock here, quality to unrestricted means 322 movement type here. The system automatically shows here. So we have transfer postings and reverse transfer postings here. So reverse transfer posting means here unrestricted quality here it is showing here. Suppose if you go to the transfer postings, if you see the stock to stock, it is showing unrestricted quality means opposite movement type you need to enter. 321 means 322 movement type here. So this is the way, same way you need to practice here. Transfer posting, suppose stock to stock, you want to move from block to unrestricted or unrestricted to block to quality inspection, quality inspection block to stock. So complete you can practice. You can identify the movement type like 343, 344, 351, 352 movement type. And please practice. So try to create one material and make the availability of the stock and move the stock complete. Like you can practice 321, 322. 322 is from unrestricted to quality and quality to unrestricted 321. Okay, the same way quality to block to stock to quality. So like 343, 344, 351, 352 movement types. So just you go and apply this and practice this year. Okay, so if you practice, you will get more. And most of the interviews they will ask these movement types, how to move this stock from unrestricted to quality, quality to unrestricted. Okay, so this is one process. So finally, so what is meant by transfer posting? The transfer posting means logical movement of the material. If we are moving the material logically, so then you can identify. Okay, so what is meant by transfer posting here? If the material is moving logically from one stock type to another stock type here. Okay, one stock type to another stock type is called transfer posting, logical movement of the material. So within the stores, the material is moving logically. Okay, the material is not going out of the stores. It's called transfer postings. And could you tell me other examples? Already we discussed consignment procurement here. In consignment procurement also we have one example is there. So what is that example here? When we are moving the stock from vendor consignment stock to own stock here. So what is the movement type here? With 411K movement type, already we have a stock, okay, which is vendor consignment stock. So just you recall the consignment procurement. In consignment procurement, what we observed, okay, suppose it is like agreement, right, between the vendor and company here. So if you are receiving as a special stock as a consignment, if within the time if you utilize the complete stock, no problem. Initially we are not paying as per our withdrawal, so we are going to pay to the vendor. This is what consignment stock here. So in consignment other variations, if any stock is left out, you can return the stock. And if sometimes what happen in future you require the same material, you can make the transfer posting also. In transfer posting, material is not moving anywhere. Material is in same our plant store location only, but ownership of the material is still vendor here, vendor consignment stock. So when you are doing the transfer postings, okay, with 411K movement type in MB1B, so this is also example for the transfer posting. So this all you need to practice. I have shown you unrestricted to quality and quality to unrestricted. The same way you need to find unrestricted to blocked, what is the movement type, blocked to unrestricted, what is the movement type, and quality to blocked, I need to move, or blocked stock to quality inspection. So just you go to the menu bar, okay, from the movement type, so transfer postings, okay, so here stock to stock and stock type to stock type, you can identify the movement types like 343, 344. So you practice this exercise for you. Now we'll go to the next topic. This is a small topics here. Okay, now we'll go one more topic here. Okay, so what is the other topic here? We'll discuss with the reservations here. Okay, so reservations topic we'll discuss here. Okay. So what is the reservations here? So this is also one of the inventory topic here, reservation. So generally, why we need to do the reservation here? So what is the main benefit of the reservations here? Okay. So this is also one of the inventory topic here. In reservations, generally we need to use MB21 here. So what is the transaction code here? MB21. Generally we'll go for the, okay. So here right here. So reservation means we are booking the stock for the future purpose here. So any user is booking the stock for future consumption purpose here. This is called a reservation here. In MB21 transaction code, so generally the user can able to create the reservations. So whenever you create the reservation, the system is going to generate the reservation number here. System is going to generate the reservation number. As per this reservations, we need to issue the stock here. Okay, as per the reservations, we need to issue this reservation here. Okay, so we need to issue the material with respect to reservation number. We need to issue the material to the cost center for any production purpose here. Okay, so what is the advantage of the reservation here? What is the main benefit of the reservation? We need to understand here. Suppose now we all are working in the same store here. So same store location. If I reserved the material, example material X, material Y, material Z, some materials I reserved for next week production purpose or cost center consumption purpose, I reserved here. So it is a notification to other users here. As I reserved here, it will be notification to other users. Okay, the particular user is reserved, so we should not touch here. Okay, so whenever you reserved, immediately the system will not decrease the stock here. So system is not going to decrease the material here. Okay, so the system is not going to decrease the material. The stock will be same. Stock position will be same. Okay, so whenever you reserve, so you need to enter the on which date you are going to use this particular material. You need to enter the reservation. You need to enter the future date here. This then stock will be decreased here. Now observe how we are going to do the reservations and how we are going to utilize this material here. Okay, so finally the reservation is a small concept. This is also inventory management concept here. If any user is booking for the future purpose, booking the quantity for the future purpose, maybe one material or multiple materials, it is a notification to other users here. Okay, now let me go to MB21 transaction code. In MB21 transaction code, so generally we need to reserve the stock, right? So go to MB21. So let us say same material here. So now you can observe the same material. So we have 100 pieces. So instead of creating the new material, let us say the same material I am going to reserve here. Okay. Now if you observe, if you come to here, this material, now this material, you can see there is no reservation, right? So if it is reserved, so automatically reservation quantity will be updated here. Okay. The stock will not be decreased, but you can observe the reservation number here. So as of now, this material is not reserved. Now I'm going to reserve this material. So copy this material. Now I'm going to reserve this. So what is the transaction code to reserve? Go to MB21 here. To reserve the material, go to MB21 to create the reservations. Now here the reservations for the cost center purpose, if you reserve, you need to enter the 201 type. For production purpose, if you are reserving, you need to enter the 261 type here. For a cost center purpose, you need to enter 201 type. For a production purpose, you need to enter 261 type. If any previous reservation number, you can take the reference here. Okay, so just enter. But here, please observe basic date here. So generally, today itself, we want to test. I want to show you how you are going to utilize the reservation number. But in real time, whenever you are going to reserve, so you need to enter the future date here. Okay, suppose today I am creating reservation, but when I am going to utilize this material on 10th June, so you need to enter the basic date as 10th June here. But today itself, I want to show you, so I am going to enter the same date. But in real time, the user will enter on which date he required this material, so you enter the basic date here. Okay, now click on create. So in the reservations, when you are going to create here, so as you reserving for the again is the cost center purpose, right? So again is the cost center, you are going to reservation here. Okay, now enter the cost center number here. Enter the cost center number and enter the material here. Enter the material. So here, how much stock you want to reserve? So let us say I want to reserve some 20 pieces here. I want to reserve for 20 pieces. Okay, I have total 100 stock here, but like that, not only one material, you can enter the material 2, material 3. So how much quantity also you can able to reserve here. Okay, so enter the material and how much quantity you are going to reserve here. Now click on save here. So when you reserved here, okay, so please observe it is showing some warning message here. So like please make it next working day. So maybe it is you can deny here, no problem, it's a warning message. So I want to reserve some 20 pieces. So whenever you reserve, automatically system is generated on all zeros, so 69 here. So this is your reservation number here. Okay, so please observe for today itself, but in real time we'll enter the future date. So whenever the user is reserved, now please now automatically the reservation quantity will be updated, but stock is not decreased. So previously is also 100 pieces, but at the same time in reserve quantity is also updated. But here why it is updated like here? So why it is stock is not decreased? Because we are not utilized, only we reserved here. So how much is reserved quantity? 20 pieces here, but the stock is not decreased. The stock position is same. Whenever you utilize this by using this reservation, by using then the stock will be decreased here. Now you can see, suppose in real time, so if you see we have some reserved quantity, so you want to find the reservation number, environment tab. So just you go to environment, you can see the reservation number here. If you click on reservation, it will show you. So what is the reservation number here? Okay, you can 1 all zeros 69. This is your reservation number here. Okay, now let me copy. So let me copy this here. So this is the reservation number. So you can see the reservation number. Okay, so on which date you reserved, how much quantity you reserved. So it means at what purpose, for the cost center purpose you reserved, which material you reserved. So what is the momentum, all the details you can see here. Suppose when we are using, so what is the main purpose of the reservation? Reservation means we are booking the quantity for the future purpose. Here it is notification to other users. On that particular day, the user can utilize this stock. So now just go back here. So now go to another session. So now go to other session here. Once you reserved here, now go to what is the transaction code, MB1A, or you can use MIGO also. You can perform MB1A or MIGO. Both the transaction code you can use here, MB1A. Okay. Now enter the moment type, enter the plant and the store location. So now with reference to reservation, you need to issue the material, right? So now go to reservation here, to reservation, enter the reservation number here. Here you need to enter the reservation number here. Go to MB1A, so enter the reservation number. So if you enter the reservation number, if you click on continue, so click on add plus details here. So automatically in this reservations, so with reservation number, okay, which plant and which store location, so you can utilize the complete stock or partial stock, that is like as per our business requirement. So automatically in this reservation number, which material, how much stock we reserved. So this is the material code is updated, how much quantity we are using. So enter, and if you click on save, okay, we can use by using the reservation number here. The system is going to automatically generate the material document. Now if you go and observe the stock overview, so whenever you observe the stock overview, the stock automatically decreased here. Okay, now out of unrestricted we have only 80 pieces here. So this is about the reservation here. Okay, so what is in the reservation? The reservation is a concept, a small inventory concept here. So generally the users will reserve the quantity for a future production purpose or a cost center purpose. So generally in real time, multiple materials they will go and they will reserve. So whenever you reserve, the system is going to generate the reservation number. Okay, by using this reservation number, the other people get the notification. So on that particular day, so in MB21, so you need to enter the basic date. Basic date means future date here. So once you reserve, the system is going to generate the reservation number. In stock overview, you can observe the reservation number here. Okay, on that particular day, the user is going to issue the material for the cost center or production purpose. So by using the reservation number, we need to issue. Whenever you issue, so when you reserve, the stock is not going to decrease here. System will show full stock here. But when you issue this actual reservation against you, if you issue the material, then that time the stock will be decreased. And you can observe, so there is no reservation quantity here. Now if you see the stock overview, the completely reservation again it will blank here. Okay, the stock will be decreased here. So this is about reservation here. Okay, now as of now this today this two topics is enough. Okay, so tomorrow we'll discuss some other. So I have some other work here today, so we'll wind up the session here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
No, thank you all for joining session. Tomorrow we'll meet at 7:30. Please practice. If you have any issues, please reach in the WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, sir.